Hey, this is Linus, what is up? Here's the Xiaomi Redmi 5. It's the same old story with each and every Xiaomi budget phone. The device is well made, it has great design, great specifications, but in this video I will mention all the pros and cons and I will try to answer the question if the Xiaomi Redmi 5 is worth the price. Stay tuned. The phone comes with all the usual items, and I love that it ships with a nice soft TPU case, so you don't need to buy it separately. As always, make sure to check out all the links and show notes in the video description down below. At the time of this review, the Redmi 5 costs about $180. The biggest change in the Redmi series is obviously the display that now follows the trend of 18:9 aspect ratio screens. The 720p panel is really good considering its low resolution, and the phone is relatively small and comfortable to hold in one hand. The backside looks very similar to previous Xiaomi phones, as it uses metal for the plate and plastic for the top and bottom. We don't have any fancy dual camera setups, and the single shooter is protruding just a little bit, but it's not a deal breaker for me. I found the fingerprint reader to be excellent, and it works 10 out of 10 times. There is a headset jack that provides you with a good sound quality. The loudspeaker could have a little bit more depth, but it's great overall for a budget phone. The device has a few extra features like a notification LED light and the IR blaster. However, the Redmi 5 still uses the micro USB port, which is a shame to Xiaomi. At the first glance, you may not be impressed by the spec sheet the Xiaomi Redmi 5 has. In reality, it's all about implementation and optimization. The phone handles graphically intensive games really well, and it does not get very hot while gaming either. Really impressive overall performance considering the Snapdragon 400 series processor. It's great that the phone ships with a MIUI 9, but it's still built on top of Android 7.1, not the Android 8. The user interface looks like on most of the Xiaomi phones. Nothing has really changed much except for minor visual improvements and a few added features. All the icons sit on the home screens, and we have a dashboard with some shortcuts and other essentials at a glance. Obviously, there are plenty of customization options and tweaks to play with. There are some new buttons and gesture shortcuts among other features we've seen on previous Xiaomi phones before. There are some minor bugs though. The MIUI thinks that the native Xiaomi app Mi Video is harmful. Well, that's ridiculous, but it does not affect the performance in any way. Overall, I really dig the speed and fluidity of this phone. It's really fast and responsive even after installing plenty of apps, and I see the improvement over the MIUI 8. Thank you Xiaomi for making your phones faster. The overall image quality, especially in daylight, is very good for a budget phone. You can easily take nice looking pictures with plenty of detail and colors. Well, if you like nitpicking, the dynamic range could be better and auto exposure could be better in some of the shots. The night image quality has improved over the last generation budget Xiaomi phones too. While the images are quite grainy, they do look pretty good for a cheap smartphone. Selfies look nice and detailed too. I'm recording a video with the Xiaomi Redmi 5. This is handheld footage. Today is a cloudy and also windy day, so the microphone may pick up a little bit of the wind sound. 1080p is the maximum resolution this phone can shoot videos at. The overall quality is decent, but the footage could be more detailed. There are some video artifacts going on, and the autofocus may be jumpy at times. I'm recording a video with the Xiaomi Redmi 5. And today is a very cloudy day because it's winter, and the 1080p selfie video looks quite good, but I wish the camera had a wider angle lens. Finally, I'm glad that the sound recording quality has improved a little bit over the previous generation budget Xiaomi phones. As most of the Xiaomi phones, the Redmi 5 performs well in the connectivity department. The call quality is pretty good from both SIM cards and I had no issues with signal reception. Other connectivity options including GPS work well too. There is nothing you need to worry about. Unfortunately, there is no 5 GHz Wi-Fi support, but this is far from the deal breaker. On the positive note, the phone supports OTG. Finally, the Redmi 5 has quite a few sensors including the gyroscope. The battery life is one of the highlights of this phone. I could get over 12 hours of screen on time even if I use the Redmi 5 quite intensively. I bet you can get even better results. Also, the phone supports fast charging and it takes just under 2 hours to fully charge it. Overall, the Xiaomi Redmi 5 is a great budget device and it has its own pros and cons. So if you want me to mention a few pros, which definitely outweigh the cons, I would say that the Redmi 5 is well made, it has great design, pretty sharp display even though it has only 720p resolution, great gaming performance, great overall user interface performance, good cameras, good battery life, and some extra features like a notification LED light, IR blaster, and it also comes with a case, so you don't need to buy it separately. Finally, it has a very good, very fast and reliable fingerprint scanner and a pretty good loudspeaker. Obviously, there are a few caveats to consider. So first of all, the device still uses the micro USB port, not the USB Type-C, which is, I don't care, it's a budget phone, it's a shame for Xiaomi, all the phones should have USB Type-C. I mean, we need to make that transition faster. Also, the device ships with Android 7.1, not the Android 8. It's a brand new device, like come on Xiaomi, Android 8 should be with this device, right? Also, the phone struggles when it comes to video recording. The autofocus is not always reliable. And finally, there is no 5 GHz Wi-Fi support, which is not a deal breaker, but it would be a nice feature to have. At the end of the day, I still say that the Xiaomi Redmi 5 is a great, actually it's one of the best budget phones for the price, even though it has a few shortcomings as any other budget device. But what do you guys think? Drop me a comment down below, and as always, if you like the video, please like it, and please subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Finally, please hit me up on social media. It was Linus, thank you for watching, and see you soon.